This video is sponsored by Squarespace. Welcome to my horrible mess of a studio room. I want to say I don't know what happened here, but I know exactly what happened here. Every time I need to do something up here, I have just enough time to come up here, set up what I need to do, and do the thing, and then leave. There's never enough time to also clean up what I just did. So aside from all of the Christmas decorations that we're now taking down around the house and trying to put away again, we also have several different videos that I filmed that the stuff is still remaining from, a few projects that I'm working on that all of the stuff got just dumped here, filming equipment that got taken out and never put away, and also still all the stuff that came from underneath our guest bed. As well as our old coffee table that's just sitting there. I am done with this. I am done. This needs to be tidied. Stuff needs to be put away. I need to be able to use this room again. And it is just that time of year where I really feel like I need to hit reset on the entire house. Like right after taking down the Christmas decor, which is usually like, you know, early to mid-January for us. I just feel this urge to get everything back in order, refresh everything, and start the year with a clean slate. So I'm starting up here today to hopefully make a dent in all of this mess. I started by trying to reorganize all of the Christmas decor. As I mentioned, we're slowly taking it up from downstairs. I'm fairly sure all that's remaining now that is still out are some lights. All of the outdoor lights are still up. The lights in the tree are still up, and the tree itself, my husband's gonna take that up hopefully later today. And then once that is all put away, we can put all of these boxes back into the attic part of the attic, into storage. I did decide to say goodbye to some things as well from my Christmas decor stash, namely these. These are the garlands that I have been using for the past 12, 13 years, I think. And they are starting to look a little bit worse for wear. The little needles are falling out. And with baby, I'm just really not comfortable with that because I don't want him to eat one of these. Also, they have just been bent one too many times. They are just very much past their prime, and they make ones nowadays that are so much nicer and more realistic looking than these. So I have two of them that I'm gonna donate. And then next year I'll just buy myself one really nice garland. I only set up one of them in this house anyways. We don't really have anywhere to put up the second one. So I'm just gonna replace these two with one really nice, realistic looking, nice garland next year. Let's move on. I also have a bunch of empty boxes sitting up here from all the Christmas presents that came in, and I just kind of squirreled them away. Hid them in my studio, so I need to flatten all of those, take them out to recycling, and just get this taken care of. All of the knitting stuff is on my cutting table. It's overwhelming. Let's clean it up. Taking a little moment for a word from today's sponsor, because this video is very kindly sponsored by Squarespace. Squarespace have combined 2 decades of industry-leading design expertise with cutting-edge AI to bring you design intelligence, which is their system that allows you to build a website from scratch completely the way you want it to be, even if you have no experience with designing websites or building websites whatsoever. They take all of the hard work out of your hands. You fill in a little questionnaire. By the end of it, they will roll out the perfect template for you so that you can go ahead and do the fun stuff, all the customization. And if you need a little bit of help with your content, you can turn to their Blueprint AI system, which can help you write copy, transfer to the tone of voice that you want to use across your website. If you want to sell things through your website, Squarespace has Squarespace Payment, which is a wonderful, easy way to manage your payments all in one place. Onboarding is really quick and simple, and you can offer your customers multiple payment options. You can head to squarespace.com to start your free 14-day trial, and then once you're ready to launch your website, you can go to squarespace.com/Loepsie and use code Loepsie to get 10% off of your first purchase of a website or domain. I feel like I can breathe again. This feels so good. So good. I love seeing this room all reset and ready to start a new project. It really fuels my creativity. I mean, this room was obviously designed to do that for me. And it does. Just having all of my materials accessible and organized. And I love all of it. I really wish I could spend more time up here, but that will come when baby gets a little bit older. All there's left to do is to put away the Christmas things. However, in order to do that, I first need to take down the last of the Christmas lights. So let me go ahead and do that. Then we can wrap this up, put all of this away, and have the room be completely clean and ready for a new creative project. Oh, by the way, that vacuum cleaner, oh my gosh. We treated ourselves to a cordless vacuum on Black Friday this year. It has become a little bit of a tradition that every year on Black Friday we buy ourselves a household appliance. I'm fairly sure last year we bought our washer and dryer in anticipation of cloth diapering and a baby being born, which I am so glad we did. Oh my gosh, we got some really nice ones. Much nicer than I normally would have bought, but you know, we got a good deal on them and they are incredible. I do laundry every single day now, which was unfathomable to me before we had baby. I used to do laundry like once a week, maybe twice, and now every single day, sometimes multiple loads. So yeah, I'm very, very glad we have that washer and dryer now. I know one year we bought our robot vacuum, which is still a lifesaver. Oh, just knowing that the living room and kitchen get vacuumed every single day is amazing, and I don't have to do anything. It's all done for me. But this cordless vacuum has already made my life so much easier. I don't know if you remember, I did a clean with me video a while back, and I had this tiny vacuum cleaner that I've had since I moved out. It's been almost 15 years now, I think. 12, 13 years. It has definitely seen better days. It is not the best anymore, performance-wise. It wasn't a great vacuum to begin with. I bought it when I was 18. This one is just so quick and easy to just grab and quickly vacuum something up when it needs doing. I no longer feel the need to put it off for days like I did before. I could rave about it forever, but let's go downstairs, take down the Christmas lights so that we can finally put this away and get this part of my reset wrapped up. Before we move on with everything else that needs doing, I thought I would do a little knitting update because I have almost finally finished the sleeves of my wrap cardigan. Oh my gosh, I have been knitting this for months, which is ridiculous because the body has been done for such a long time. But this is what always happens for me with knitting projects. I knit up the body really quickly and then the sleeves. Everything just ends when I need to do sleeves. I really don't enjoy knitting sleeves. Well, mostly I just really don't enjoy magic looping. It is so tedious to me. But as you can probably tell, I have something new. This was one of my Christmas presents this year. I got some tiny 9-inch knitting needles. These are, I think, meant to be used for knitting socks, but they are absolutely perfect for knitting sleeves as well. Like the whole thing just fits onto these needles. I don't have to magic loop, I don't have to use double pointed needles, and it makes it so much faster and mostly just less annoying, which is really important because now I actually do it. I whipped up both of these in like 2 weeks, I think. And mind you, I do go pretty slowly with my knits because obviously I just don't have a lot of time to knit. I think I did this complete sleeve this week. And it's Wednesday now that I'm filming this. So that is very fast for me, very fast. And also I just enjoy it so much more. So there's a little tip. If you also hate doing the magic loop, don't want to use double pointed needles and just want to continue knitting in the round, then try little needles. They are a game changer for real. So I'm just finishing the rib on my second sleeve, and after that all there's left to do is the band, I think, across the front and the neckline, and then the little I-cord for the wrap piece of the cardigan, and then I'll be done, and then I can finally move on to my next project. I have so many lined up, it's ridiculous. And also I just keep finding new ones. I found a really lovely pattern, beautiful leaves on the yoke, and I think that will be perfect in green. And now that I know like my color analysis and what types of greens I should wear, I can pick the perfect yarn for it. And I feel like a knit like that with really nice kind of oversized but still delicate leaves on the yoke is just right in line with my style analysis and just what I should be knitting for myself. So I'm really excited to make that as well. But I have so many projects lined up before I can start that one. My wishes are faster than my hands, but I am very ready to be done with this wrap cardigan because it has taken way too long. I'll show you the finished result of this one and I will post it to Ravelry. I've noticed quite a few viewers adding me as a friend on there, which is lovely. I'm Loepsie on Ravelry. The next task on my reset to-do list is to take care of my poor houseplants. They are suffering. They are suffering from neglect, first of all. I will admit that straight away. But also this past year has been the worst for pest problems. It's been a very warm, very wet year. Bugs are everywhere, so many bugs, and they have gotten into the houseplants as well. We've had mealybugs, we've had spider mites, we've had those little flies. I just want to go over all the houseplants. A few of them are in dire need of a repotting. Some are just dropping leaves, so I need to check what's going on there. If there are any bugs, I need to spray them, treat them, get them all cleaned up. So yeah, it's time for a little bit of plant maintenance. Some are just straight up dead and I need to discard. Let's get to it. Alrighty, this one isn't doing too great. It's dropping a lot of leaves and the ones that are growing back look kind of weak and yellow and weird. So I'm kind of worried we might have a pest problem in this one, but I also don't see anything. But I do have to say I've had this plant for many years and I don't think I've ever repotted it. So maybe it's just a nutrient issue. Yeah, I don't see anything. Maybe I just need to completely replace the soil. It needs to be staked because it's very lopsided. And I think I could go in and trim some of these bottom branches off that are completely bare. Those two plants look much better. I really should have done this a long time ago. Next up, we have this succulent. Poor thing. Yeah, that didn't work out. I'm not entirely sure what happened here, but it's a strange color. Yeah, something weird. And then also there's this one, overgrown, stretching towards the light and has a bunch of pups. So I'm thinking I get rid of the succulent, transfer one of the pups into here maybe. I just try to rejuvenate the whole thing, cut off the top. I believe you can do that with these plants. Cut off the top and have them reroot like that, because it doesn't look good anymore. I have realized that there are just too many barriers for me to take good care of my plants right now. What I need to do is create a houseplant care kit and have it somewhere nearby, because right now all of the plant stuff, we moved all of the plant stuff into the garage, which makes sense because that's where we keep all of our gardening equipment, stuff like that. Now, whenever I need to cut a dead leaf off of a plant, do something minor like that, I need to go outside in the cold, rain, whatever, walk all the way to the back of the garden, open the garage, which I hate using the garage door. It's one of those doors that you open from the bottom and you have to lift the whole thing and it kind of slides into the top of the garage. So I hate using that garage door. We are getting that replaced at some point. It is one of our renovation plans. We want to get really nice wooden double doors with windows. It's going to be so much better. But once I have opened those doors, I need to swerve in between all of the bicycles that are parked there to move all the way to the back of the garage and grab the plant things. So that is very uncomfortable and tedious. And it's not that big of an effort, but it's just a little bit too big of an effort for me to actually do it. So what I need to do is create a little care kit. It needs to have some little plant snips, shears, something that I can use for dead leaves, pruning, but also my cut flowers so that I actually remember to cut those regularly. They need that in order to prolong their lifespan. It needs to have neem oil and a more heavy duty pesticide. Fertilizer obviously needs to be in there. And I think that would be a great place to start. And I need to keep it in the utility room and not out in the garage. So I know you're supposed to let those dry out for a few days before you repot them, but I won't have time in a few days. So I just stuck them into the soil and hopefully they survive. We'll see. And if not, I'm gonna have to rebuy some plants anyway, because the one in the bathroom is the one with spider mites and that one's not gonna make it. So I'm gonna have to replace that one anyway. So a trip to the garden center is imminent to buy the little snips as well. But I did make the basket, so it's all ready to go. Okay, one last thing I want to do in my reset, I guess mini reset, is to get rid of the last Christmas decoration. The tree is up in the attic now, so this is all that's remaining. And I wonder, because it looks so nice, I wonder if I could save it maybe. I mean, at this point it is dry already. Maybe if I just put it in a plastic bag and save it until next year, it might still look nice. You know what, I can try. And if it doesn't look good, I can always throw it out after all. Oh, feels really good to have all of that done. Obviously, This isn't a full kind of deep clean style reset, but that's not really what I was going for. I did a full house cleaning just before the holidays, and I feel like the next one can wait until spring. Obviously we do little cleaning in between, but you know, I don't need to do a full deep clean right now, I don't think. These are just some lingering tasks that were weighing on my mind and just needed to be done, especially cleaning up here in the attic. That I'm just so glad to have that finished, have my studio all ready for new projects and new videos. I did also really want to go into the garden and do some gardening tasks, because it has finally been dry for a few days. It has stopped raining, so I was gonna plant my bulbs. It is completely not the right time to be planting bulbs. It's either too late or too early. I just think I've mentioned this before, but my tulips have sprouted, so I need to get them in the ground and see what they do. However, there is frost on the forecast this week, so this is really not a good time to do that. So hopefully I will be able to postpone that to next week and get my bulbs in the ground then. There's also a little bit of cleanup that I want to do. I'm looking out at the garden here. A little bit of cleanup that I want to do. The strawberries are looking horrendous. And I need to trim the pear tree, because fruit trees are supposed to be trimmed around January. And oh, I am so excited for spring this year, because I have so many plans for the garden and the front garden. You may remember we had those 2 espalier trees. One of them died and we're gonna replace it, but we're actually thinking of bumping it back a little bit so that it's at the waterfront, because that part, that is officially a part of our garden. It's ours to you know, keep tidy looking, but it is so overgrown with weeds, and the weed that grows, that a specific weed, is a native plant that is home to a specific insect. So I always let that grow a little bit, but it has gotten out of hand last year, incredibly so, because obviously I had just given birth. So I need to tame that. We also have the blackberry there, which often the weeds tend to overgrow so much that I can barely get to the blackberries. And we also have a rhododendron back there. So I was thinking maybe if we bounce back the new tree, then we will get a bit more of a layered look in those, and we will be able to plant something else in the garden here. And I was thinking maybe another evergreen. In general, there's that one back border that I just can't get right. I tried sowing flower seeds in there. I tried planting tulips and everything. Nothing really takes there. It's a very wet spot in the garden, and it doesn't get enough sunlight for flowers and things like that. So I'm thinking this year I might just go in with some shrubs, like big shrubs, preferably ones that stay green throughout the winter as well. Then there's the shadow border that I want to get planted this year, and the front garden. We have one of those, like the same type of border that is just mud in winter, and then in summer I sometimes have like a tulip or something there. But we want to plant that up with shrubs as well. We want to make the front garden as low maintenance as possible. And I have found that the best way to do that is to just plant shrubs that keep their leaves all year. You only have to trim them once a year, and that's pretty much the only maintenance that they require. And when you plant a space full of those, you barely get any weeds as well, because there's just no space for them. So we're gonna mirror some of the shrubs that are already in there on that side, as well as on the other side of the path to our house. We also have a hedge along the front that is made of this like prickly plant that we both hate because it grows very fast. We need to trim it all the time, which we just don't have time for with a baby. And also the plant is prickly, so once you have trimmed it, the cleanup is very painful. I have never successfully done it without ending up with wounds on my hand. So we want to get rid of that hedge, replace it with a low little fence, and then grow lavender underneath the fence. And I think that would be so cute and idyllic. So that's another plan for this spring. So basically we're gonna plant lots of trees, little shrubs on standards, just shrubs in the ground. It's gonna be fantastic. Can't wait for that. Not sure why I'm telling all of this now. I'm just excited. I'm really excited about the new gardening season. But I do think I'm gonna end today's video here because I'm just rambling. So thank you so much for hanging out with me again. I hope you had a lovely time. I certainly did, and I'm very relieved to have done everything that I got done this week. I hope you have a lovely weekend, and I will see you again next week.